Yeah, hello class. How are we? We are fine. Check up for the brain. Food for thought. I was asked this question last night. How would you help me to answer it? Me, I was defeated. Who is ready to help me? All of you are ready to help me? Okay. The topic for today is to look at time and timetables. That one already passed to, that's our last topic in senior 1 work, time and timetables. Now before you look at time and timetables, let me pause this brain for thought. A man has 12 oranges and wants to distribute it to the 12 daughters, and it happens that those oranges is carrying them in a dish, but he wants to give them to 12. There are 12 oranges. He wants to give them to 12 daughters, but he has them in a dish. How will the man distribute them so that he gives each daughter one orange, but one orange remains in the dish? The man has 12 oranges in a dish, but wants to give them to 12 daughters, but it should give each one one, but one must remain in the dish. How will the man do that? Who is ready to sacrifice the head? Yes, if you are ready, raise up the hand and take over. Precious, you want to take over? Please go ahead and reason it.
As he has 12 daughters, he has also 12 oranges and he's supposed to distribute them to the 12 daughters. So he will have to give only 11 daughters so that he remains with one in that dish.
Has he given 12 daughters? He has given 11, but he had to give 12. Okay. You wanted to help her? Yes, Grace.
I'm not sure, but I just think that maybe this man counted, even if it seems abnormal, but maybe he also counted himself as one of those daughters. So he will have to remain with one in the dish, so that he will take it as the 12th person.
But the 12th daughter is not taken. Yes.
I think because he had himself his own daughter, so that he becomes the 12th daughter.
The 12th daughter.
Yeah, I think the 12th person
is himself.
So he had to give one.
That's a bit tricky and difficult. But you reasoned it well. There are 12 daughters. That means he has to give 11 oranges and keep one in the dish. Then he gives the dish to the last 12th daughter with the orange. You see that? Now that's just cooling the brain. Let us look at our last topic, for topic 14, called the time and the timetables. And under there we shall have some subtopics here. The first subtopic is telling time. The next one is converting time between 12-hour system and 24-hour system. Then we shall also visit units of time. Then we shall look at timetables. How do you make a timetable? And do you have timetables or you don't have any? Let us look at telling time. Telling time. Now we shall start, because time can be expressed in either 12-hour system or 24-hour system. But we shall start with telling time in the usual 12-hour system, because what we are used to, telling time in 12-hour system. Is that very, very correct? Now, to tell time we shall use a clock, not so? But you know that we have clocks and watches. Which one goes on the hand? This one is the one called the watch. Eh? No. This one is called a clock. Then the other one that goes on the hand is called a watch. But these days you don't want to buy them. Why? You always keep them. Okay. Now a clock has 3 hands. I think you can see those hands. You do now say, where is the hand? Similar to yours. No, this is called the hand. These are hands. The short hand tells what? This one tells hours. Then this tells minutes. Then the thin one tells seconds. That means each blink is what? A second. This 1 second, 2, like that. Not so? Now if you look at this, between the digits, it is divided into 5 parts. What does each part represent to you? Like from one small division to another. What does that mean? A minute? Because now we need to understand the clock very, very well. Like this is 6, this is 9, this one 3, 1, 2. What I'm trying to mean is that it has divisions here. If the second hand, I mean the one that measures what? That calculates the second hand. If the second hand moves from here, it blinks here like this. What does it? What does a distance from here to here mean? Which time is that?
1 second.
That's 1 second, because it blinks through each. Not so? That means from here.
1 second.
Which one does a second? 1 second? 2 seconds? 3 seconds? 4 seconds? 5 seconds?
The second hand.
If that's the second hand, okay. Now, moving from here to here means what? What does it, if it moves from, if it has moved from here to here? We are saying from each blink is a second. Each blink is a second. Then how do we count? I'm leaving you to discuss that. How do we count the minutes? After this is 1 second, 2 seconds, 3, 4, 5. After 60 seconds, it becomes a minute. Oh, now you'll help me. How will this move? How will the second hand move with this one, with the minute hand? How will that move? Let's say the minute hand is here, not so? Then the second hand moves through one circle. Where will this one be? It will be here. That means 1 minute will be covered when this thin second hand moves through 60. Okay. That means we are saying that every brick is a second, not so? Then when it makes 60 bricks, there will be 1 minute, which is 60 seconds. That very clear. Okay. Now that's it. Let us discuss our telling some time here. Okay, now it means you are helping me. Are you ready to help me?
Yes.
Now, most of your watches these days, some do not have hands, but they have some digital system inside which automatically gives hours and minutes. Some even can give up to seconds and microseconds. I think you now understand that language, microseconds. Now that means this is 3, this is 4, 5, 7, 8, 10 and 11. Now let's take an example that that's the first one too. If I've left out the second, the one for second, the second hand. I'm now on this is our hand. Then this one, minute hand. Okay, minute hand. Now if the time is pointing like that, and it's pointing exactly, this one is pointing exactly to this, what time would be that? That's 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. That means 2 o'clock can either be AM or PM. Not so? Now, when is it AM? When is it AM? When do you have 2 AM?
When it's in the morning.
In the morning. In the morning. But it's always dark. Is it dark in that morning? Morning starts from which time to which time? From 12 at night to 12 midnight to 12 noon. That's when the morning ends. Okay. Then afternoon starts at past 12 to 11:59. That's when PM what? Is that very, very correct? Okay. That means you'll either say 2 AM depending on the day. Not so? Okay. What if I have my minute hand pointing again somewhere like here? My minute hand pointing, say, probably at that. If the minute hand points around there, this is now the minute hand. What time would that be? That is 2 to 50, either AM or PM depending on the day. Not so?
We can also say 10 minutes to 3.
Say it again.
10 minutes to 3.
That means you can also say 10 minutes to 3. How do you say another way? What would you say? 10 minutes to 3, either AM or PM. How do you say it if you can't say 2 AM or PM? 10 minutes to 3, how do you say it again?
15 minutes past 2.
50 minutes past 2. 50 minutes past 2 o'clock. Okay. That's good, that's good. Assuming we have it divide the hour circle into 4 parts, maybe let us, if we divided the hour time into 4 parts, and you have probably the hour hand is here, but the minute hand is here. Let me point the hour hand at 1, then the minute hand here. How do you read that?
15 minutes past 1.
15 minutes past 1. That means it will be slightly off here. It can't be exact here. That will be 15 minutes past 1. Who can use a fraction? 15 minutes past 1. Okay. What is the other way? A quarter past 1. Okay. A quarter past. I think you know to tell time very accurately, not so? Okay, now let us look at converting from 12-hour system to 24-hour system. Shall not overdwell here. People know how to tell time. That means converting time from 12-hour system to 24-hour system. How do we arrive at that? There are 2 cases, of course. Can you guide us? We can add 12 hours. When do we add 12? Because there are 2 cases. We have PM representation and AM. When do we add? Like
if it's AM.
In AM, we add. I sure like if it's 8 AM and you add 12.
No, you add 0, 0, 0.
That means in AM we simply maintain the time, or add 0 hours. Like if you have 8 AM, that will be 800 hours. We don't add anything to this. That's right. What if we had that one like 3 maybe 7 AM. What is 7 AM? 0700 hours. What if you had 3 AM? 03 hours. Okay, that means AM you simply maintain the time, not so? 11 AM you do be at 1100 hours. Okay, what in PM we normally add 1200 hours. Like if you have 2 PM would now be 1200 plus 2, 1400 hours. I think people can now know what to play. Now, what if we wanted to convert back from 24 hours to 12-hour system? We subtract, are you sure? From 24 to 12. For example, if you, like if, how will you be able to know that time was in AM? If time was in AM?
Yes.
If time was in AM, we don't subtract anything. E.g. if you had 9 hours. What does that mean, that it was in AM?
Yes.
And what would it be? 9 AM. Yeah, you maintain. Okay. If you have 1200 hours, 12 noon. That's right. When will it be 24 hours? Okay. If time was in PM, we subtract what? We subtract 12. Is that very correct? E.g. if you have 15 hours, that will be 1500 hours, that's 1500. That one would be 1500 minus 12, giving us 3 PM. That means we keep the word PM there. I think, is there any query on those things? Any problem? No, you can just play from one side to another. Now let us switch to, I think, telling units of time. Units of time. Time is measured in what? Units of time. What do you remember?
Time is measured in seconds.
We have, we can have seconds. It means time can be measured right from the smallest is seconds. Time is measured in seconds, followed by then fortnight. Which one is after the other? What's a fortnight?
2 weeks.
Okay. Fortnight, like that. Then month, then we have a year. You add some decade. Decade is how many years? 10. Silver jubilees? 25. Then what else? Is how many?
50 years.
Continue.
Diamond jubilee 75 years.
You guys. 50. Diamond jubilee, then continue.
Century is 100 years.
This is how many years?
75
Century is 100. What else? We are continuing, you notice, so don't stop. Don't, I think you will not mention a wrong one, because somebody I'm hearing saying wooden jubilee. A millennium is how many?
1,000 years.
A thousand. I think you can add more, not so? If somebody says anno means what? Yearly. You'll pay me annually. That means you'll pay me. Whatever they said, if somebody used the annual is a full year, it comes from the word annum. Annum is how is it the same meaning? Annum, per annum. Yeah, that means now we can now express how many, which one can be expressed. A big one contains smaller ones. Now a minute is bigger than 1 minute is equivalent to 60 seconds. Not so? Then 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes, which is equivalent to 3,600. That's 60 times 60 seconds. Not so? Then a day, 1 day is equivalent to 24 hours. Then 1 week, we are building
168
hours. That's 24 times 7. Or rather, because a week we are using a day, that's is it 7 what? Days. A fortnight will now be expressed 2 weeks. A month has how many days? 4 weeks is a rough estimate, not so? Roughly 4 weeks, not so? How many days are in a month? 30 or 31 out of 28 and 29. Which month has 28 days? February. Which year will have 28 days of February and which year will have 29 days? Even year is called a what?
The one that will have 28 days. I'm going to think it's the leap year.
What is leap? The leap year is, I think you need to teach me there. You say which one has 28? The leap year is 28. How is our year 2021 a leap year? After every 4 years back is a leap year. Which year is this? This one a normal year or a leap year? 2021. Ordinary. How do you know?
Because there was
29 days. Eh? Oh, that means you check February to tell. What if you divide by 4? 2021 divided by 4. And 2020 divided by 4. Which one divides? Divides. Does that year have February 28? Last year? Because last year. Weren't you there last year? Or you were not there? How many days did you see? Now a leap year is divisible by 4. That means last year you had February. That means February was 28 days. You are expecting in how many years to get again 28? 2024 we are expecting it to be a leap year. Yeah, that's very, very good. Yeah, we can move on. I think these conversions are okay. Now how many days are in 1 year? 1 year.
365.
365.
66.
When are they 66?
When it's an ordinary year.
Mm.
When it's a leap year, it has 365.
This is a leap year because it has fewer days.
And just some correction there, it's days, not years.
Thank you very much, Grace. It's days, not years. Okay. Okay. I say, which year is this? This is a normal year? You called it which year? Odd year?
Ordinary year.
Ordinary. But you mentioned the word even somewhere. Even number. 2021 was even. 2020 was what? Even. Then 2021? Yeah. I think the same language can play. Okay. Capture this question and work it for me. Capture it here. It says that I think how many hours are there in May? Now you have a calendar, I think, you know very, very well.
May.
Yes, May. May, you have a calendar, I think you check. How many days are in May?
There are 31.
31. Make sure you don't guess, not so? 744. How did you achieve that?
By multiplying the number of days times the hours.
Oh, that is 31 times 24 hours. And you got 744. Okay, let me ask you on this one. How many hours are there in a week? How many hours are there in 1 week? And somebody guides us how you are arriving at that. 160. How did you arrive at that? That means you multiplied. How are you multiplying? 24 times 7. Okay. Because every day is 24 hours. This one is a tricky one for you. This one is a tricky one. Will you work out? Find out if 25th February is a Friday. Find out if 25th February is a Friday. What will be the date the next Friday? What will be the date the next Friday? Part A, if it's not a leap year. Part B, if it's a leap year. I'm now working out if it's not a leap year, then if it's a leap year. Which method are you using? Oh, you are calculating backwards. Finite. That means you can discuss that in a group. Now I'm looking at the last subtopic here. I hope you have arrived, not so? What does your calendar show? Is 25th a Friday? Or no? Your calendar shows? Your calendar doesn't show 25th Friday still? And then you generate what will be after a week. If that Friday is 25th, then after a week, what will you have? Fourth what? March. Yes. It will be 5th March. Yeah. Let us look at the timetable. Yes.
There may be any working for this.
Which working have you used? Counting. Now, if that's the method, then fine. You want to take us to finite systems? That one I'll leave you to research in the finites of our primary level. Not so? You'll visit the finites of primary. Yeah, let us discuss the last part. But did you arrive at my answers? 4th. Did you get 4th? Yeah. And 5th. Okay, go to the timetable. Go to the timetables. Now, where are timetables used? There's of timetables, where are they used? Yes, I start here. Grace.
They're used at school.
Schools in classes, followed by Precious.
They can be used, maybe a person has a personal timetable.
This is personal timetables. Then at home. At home for what? Domestic. For what? Can you explain the home timetables for what?
Like, let me say you have to wake up by 5 a.m.
Mm.
Prepare breakfast, go to the garden and put it by this time. Come back and put lunch, eat lunch.
Have you ever done so?
No. It's for us, we have never done it at home.
What did you do at the domestic time?
We wake up at maybe
4.
We revise maybe up to 5. Then from 5 to 6 we have prayers. Then from 6 maybe to 8 or 9 we are preparing breakfast. Then people have breakfast, others go to work. Then us will be doing the home children, the chores.
The home things.
Yes. And we have a timetable for everyone. Like today was she pencils, she mops the house, the kitchen, like does this. Just like that.
Okay, what do you consider when making a timetable? Patience, you had something to add. Offices, yes. Offices. What are the important points when making a timetable? To note when making a timetable. Who can guide us there? What do you consider to make a timetable? Yes? First, have you ever made a timetable? Do you have one? You have one. Okay. What do you consider?
I consider the free time, the 2 times I have.
It means
working times, such things.
How do you do duration of every activity? What else do you consider? You follow the days. What else do you put in? The activities, yes. What else do you put in consideration? That means how you will organize it. How should we put that point? Mode of organization. What else do you consider? Priorities. Which one do you put first? Don't you also consider number of activities? Should I here? That means every timetable depends on the type of activity. Do pilots have, people who are going to book aeroplanes, do they have a timetable? I think we shall discuss something, a question here, and we shall end our subtopic. Are you ready to answer this question? Yes. Let me put it here. I think I'll need the discussants to take over, not so? The table below shows, table below gives a timetable for a bus that runs from Kampala to Mbale. Have you ever booked a flight or a journey ticket? This is Who is discussing part A? At what time does the bus leave Mbale? Yes, one of you opt for that. Yes, Grace, we start like this. Yes, at what time does the bus leave Mbale?
The bus leaves Mbale at 8:57. So if you want to find whether this time is in AM or PM, we shall base on the time itself. So since this one is less than 12 hours, so it shall just remain 8:57 AM.
8:57 AM. Okay, thank you, Grace. Then at what time does the bus arrive at Kampala? Yes, Precious. At what time does the bus arrive at Kampala? Sorry.
As the table says, the bus arrives at Kampala at 7:42. But this is in 17:42. But then this is in 24-hour clock system. But then we have to change it to 12-hour clock system. So 17:42 minus 12 hours. So 2, 4, 7 minus 2, which is 5. This is in PM. So the bus arrives in Kampala at 5:42 PM.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. Precious, then let's have where does the bus arrive at 16:57? Where does the bus arrive at 16:57? At Jinja. At Jinja, okay? At Jinja. Still, Patience, you have a question here. Still, Patience, you have a question to discuss. Are you ready? Mr. Okot arrives in Mbale at 9:05. Mr. Okot arrives in Mbale at 9:05. Can he catch the bus? Is your question. Can he catch the bus? Mr. Okot arrives in Mbale at 9:05. Can he catch the bus? Patience, reason that?
Because he can't catch the bus because the bus leaves at 8:57, so he will be 8 minutes late.
He will be 8 minutes late. Okay. 8 minutes late. Are you exact?
Yes.
She's exact. Have this activity of integration and a primary school has 2 sections. Activity of integration. A primary school has 2 sections. That is lower primary, open brackets, P1 to P4, lower primary, P1 to P4, and upper primary, P5 to P7, and upper primary, P5 to P7, full stop, continue. The head teacher of section the head teacher of sections should start and end. The head teacher of sections should start and end their morning lessons, start and end their morning lessons at the same time before break time. Should start and end their morning lessons at the same time before break time, comma, start and end their break time at the same time, comma, start and end the break time at the same time. Then the teacher, thereafter break lessons, thereafter break lessons should start at the same time. Thereafter break lessons should start at the same time. Continue. The lunch time for both sections should start at the same time. The lunch time for both sections should start at the same time. Support, you'll use this support for yourself. Support. The time to start the lessons for the two sections is at 8 a.m. The time to start the lessons for the two sections is at 8 a.m. The duration of the lesson for the lower section is 30 minutes. The duration of the lesson for the lower section is 30 minutes. And that of the upper section is 40 minutes. Help the teacher by drawing the timetable. Help the teacher by drawing the timetable up to lunch. Help the teacher by drawing the timetable up to lunch break. Up to lunch break for the two sections. Then how many lessons does each section have up to lunch break? How many lessons does each section have up to lunch break? Full stop. Paragraph. Express the total number of lessons for the lower primary as a fraction. Express the total number of lessons for the lower fraction, for the lower primary as a fraction of the total number of lessons, as a fraction for the total number of lessons for the whole school. For the whole school, open brackets. Consider lessons up to lunch break. Consider lessons up to lunch break. Yeah, I think we can end there. Now, we've just gone through the last topic of Senior 1. That is topic 14, and we've seen it was time and timetables. Then we've gone through how to tell time, units of time, converting time from 12 hours to 24 and vice versa. Then lastly, we have seen how to read the timetables and generate timetables. I think thank you for attending. We meet in the next level, Senior 2.